fucking bike rips. Got way more guts than the old Z, that's for sure. So guys, I want to talk to you about, I'm sure most of you have seen, the new GoPro 5 and why I think it's not going to be that great. At least for moto vlogging, from what I can tell so far and from what I've seen with the pictures and at least the information that they've released so far. There's just a few things that I think are possibly big problems, especially for moto vlogging. So let's just go ahead and get into it. The first thing that they did is there's no longer a case that you put your GoPro into. It's all part of it now, and they're touting that it's, you know, waterproof up to 30 feet, which is great and everything, but the only problem that I see is that now that, you know, normally you have the lens that goes over your GoPro from the case, which protects it, but now if that's built in part of the GoPro, what happens if you damage or scratch that? Especially, I mean, we ride, you guys know how many times if you're riding in a group, people's tires start getting sticky and throwing fucking rocks and pebbles in your face. What is that going to do to your GoPro lens, or what's going to happen when you scratch or damage that and it's part of the camera? Now, they haven't announced or said or shown that that is removable and could be replaced. I don't know. Does that compromise the water tightness of it? Maybe. But we haven't seen anything about that yet. So that's one thing that I noticed that could be a problem. Another thing is I haven't seen any kind of connection ports on it. So does that mean no external mic? I did see one website, but I can't really say it's confirmed or not, that said it had a USB Type-C, which is the newest USB, which is the universal, means you can put it in either way. But that doesn't mean that it's going to work with external mics, because right now, as far as I know, there is no Type-C mics. I mean, they could obviously make their GoPro adapter, hopefully not a garbage one. So that's another thing. If we lose external mic, it's pretty much worthless for anyone trying to make a moto vlog. You're better off sticking with the 3, which is what I use right now, 3 Plus Black or a 4. The other thing, obviously now it's all touchscreen. The back is all touchscreen. That's how you do your settings. I mean, that's great. That's great if you're some dude in your backyard trying to get some vid of your kid playing around with their dog or something, but I mean, when you mount it on your helmet or you mount it in your location, most of the time you're probably not going to have easy access to the back. So that means unless you want to pull your cell phone out and turn on Wi-Fi and link it up and do all that shit just to change some settings, you're just going to have to demount your GoPro and rip it all out of its casing or whatever just to be able to change your settings. So I think that's kind of a bad move. Before you could navigate the menus to your buttons, and you could do that without removing it or changing its mounting spot or messing around with your mounting. So I think that's a bad move on their part. I mean, yeah, you can use a Wi-Fi app, but like I said, we all know how fast Wi-Fi will kill your battery. So I don't know. I do see that the new one has Bluetooth, but I don't know if you'll be able to use Bluetooth to control your phone. It'll probably still be Wi-Fi, because a big part of the GoPro app is being able to review footage and like that, and you just can't get that kind of bandwidth through Bluetooth. You couldn't get video playback bandwidth through Bluetooth. It'd have to be Wi-Fi, which absolutely kills your battery. They haven't said anything about improved battery ability or quality. It's undetermined, so I mean, nobody knows if it's going to be better or the same. I imagine it might be just maybe slightly better than the current GoPros, but as they keep pushing the resolution and the frame speed per second and all that stuff, and now that has a GPS built in and all that, I mean, that's all just sucking down on the battery even more. So what does that mean? And from all the pictures I've seen so far, there's been no shots of where the battery port is to remove. Can you even swap batteries? Is it built in like the Session where it's just in the camera and that's it? If that's the case, then you're kind of really screwed, because the other thing is there's no longer a 30-pin connector on the back, so no more battery eliminator kit. You can't do that. And if there is some kind of USB port, I mean, you could plug your power into that to be able to record like all day, like I do now, but then you lose your option for a mic. So it just creates another problem. And so let's say they do, that's got to be some kind of door on it that I haven't seen pictures of yet that you open. That's obviously sealed if it's now waterproof. So that means inside that door is going to be your memory card, where you insert your memory card slot, which is fine. But the only thing is, the only door that it looks like on the pictures would be on the bottom. So that means you'd have to, again, demount your entire camera, pull it out of whatever kind of mounting you have it in, to open that bottom door to swap memory cards, to swap your batteries, which is, I think, a huge pain in the ass. Because right now I can change my memory card, I can do pretty much everything without having to take my camera off my helmet or out of its housing or anything. And I have the battery eliminator, so I can just record all fucking day long, and I don't even have to change or carry extra batteries. But now, because of the trapdoor and all that stuff, and removing that pin connector to make a bigger touchscreen, I don't know. I think there's too many negatives or things that at least aren't known yet. And just judging by the pictures and what I've seen, I mean, I don't think it's that great of an upgrade. People are getting excited, but at least for motovlogging, I don't think it's going to be any better than 4s or 3s that we're already using. If anything, it's going to be more problematic because the features that they've added or the things they've changed have taken away from stuff that we need to have to be able to do what we do. So I don't know. Well, I guess we'll really just have to wait and see until it actually comes out and we actually start getting reviews and tutorials on how the stuff works. But right now, just judging off what I've seen and what the information that's available, it doesn't look like it's really going to be a good one for motovlogging. So I guess we'll just have to see. But interestingly enough, the same day that the GoPro 5 came out, many of you might not have known, Nikon announced 3 new fucking action cameras, which I think that's pretty sweet because obviously Nikon is known for, you know, image quality and their lenses, their Nikkor lenses and stuff like that. I'm a Canon guy, but I respect Nikon. They make great shit. So, you know, it's like, they got some new shit. So maybe that'll be good. I don't really have all the specs or features of any of that stuff. It's interesting, and I think it's good for the market, for other companies to start releasing their own action cameras, because I mean, let's face it, when there's competition, there's going to be innovation and there's going to be better stuff. The new GoPro does have built-in electronic stabilization, but it's not really that great. If you guys have ever seen it, even with your computer where you can process it, what it ends up doing is expanding the frame to make up for all the movement calculations that it has to do, so you lose a bunch of field of view. Frankly, I like super view because it doesn't really give you that jello-y effect where the narrower point of view does, and it gives you more view of the bike. So even if you got stabilization, which might be cool, you're going to end up with probably a narrower view than just the regular GoPro view. So I don't think that's a plus, at least for motovlogging. So I don't know, guys. That's just my thoughts. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Will you get a GoPro 5? We'll have to see how it goes. Look at this bitch. Look at this. Look at that muff. God, I've been loving this new bike, guys. It's great. But that's what I was thinking, guys. I just wanted to let you guys know, tell you know my thoughts and what I think of the new GoPro 5. Also, GoPro's releasing a drone, which I think that's cool and probably long overdue. It looks like it's got a pretty good design. It's got a detachable gimbal, so you can use a handheld gimbal, or you can stick it in the drone and then it holds your camera with a gimbal like that. And that whole package, I believe, I saw that it's less than the DJI Phantom with a GoPro. So I mean, that's like the obvious choice. Obviously, you want a drone, it folds up, the wings fold up, so you can carry it in a nice little package. And then you have the removable gimbal, and you have the GoPro that you can remove from it, unlike the DJI Phantom where your camera is mounted permanently on the drone. So that super limits your options of just using it as a drone, whereas the GoPro now, you have the drone, the gimbal, and just the GoPro that you can mount on whatever. So that's an obvious win right there for them. And I'm honestly surprised that they didn't do that a long time ago. So I think that's a win. And I believe that works for the 4 and the 5. So, and then obviously new versions of Session, but I've never really considered Session anything but an extra cam, at least for motovlogging, just because there's no mic port. No mic port, no fucking go. I mean, honestly, you could get a secondary sound recorder and record all your sound and then match it up to your videos, but that's way too much work, and that's not worth it for. That is definitely not worth it. But who knows? Maybe that'll be the way we have to go with the GoPro 5s, just based on how they're set up. I mean, if I had the option of epic battery life or being able to use a microphone, I'd choose a battery life, and then I'd just think I'd have to go the route of getting a separate sound recorder and doing it that way. But I guess time will tell, guys. That's just my thoughts. GoPro 5, what do you guys think? Comment below. Like and share the vid. See you guys in the next one. Damn, what the fuck? What the hell are they building back there? That's some kind of new shit. Dang, I wonder what the hell they're building over there. Is that a hotel or something? I don't know. We'll have to take the Sumo or Z125 over there one day and see what's going on. What's poppin'.